Hello, English learners. Today, we will meet Jack, a university student starting his first summer job. He works as a waiter in a small, friendly restaurant. In this story, you will follow Jack on his summer journey. You will see how he learns to serve customers, take orders, carry plates, and smile, even when he is tired. This story uses easy English. The words and sentences are simple and slow. It's perfect for beginner learners at levels A1, A2. You will learn new vocabulary, understand daily conversations, and enjoy real-life English used in a restaurant. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy Jack's summer. Let's begin. A new start for summer. Jack was 21 years old and home for the summer. His university classes had just finished, and now he had 3 long months of free time. But Jack didn't want to spend the whole summer watching TV or lying in bed. He wanted to do something useful, get a job, learn new skills, and maybe save some money too. One bright morning, Jack went for a walk around his neighborhood. The sky was clear and blue. Birds were singing in the trees, and the warm sun touched his face. As he walked past the small shops on Main Street, the smell of fresh bread from the corner bakery made him smile. Then he saw something that made him stop. It was a little cafe with a cheerful sign above the door. Sunny Spoon Café. There were 2 small tables outside, each with a red cushion and a tiny flower pot. The cafe looked friendly and peaceful, like a place where people came to enjoy quiet mornings. Jack walked closer. On the glass window was a paper sign that said, "Now hiring. Summer. Waiter. Needed." His heart gave a little jump. This could be perfect, he thought. He quickly checked his reflection in the window, brushed his hair back with his fingers, and stepped inside. The cafe was quiet. Soft music played in the background, something jazzy and slow. The air smelled like coffee, toast, and something sweet. Maybe cinnamon muffins. There were 10 small tables inside, each one neatly set with napkins, forks, and glasses. The walls were light yellow, and old black and white photos of the town hung on them. Behind the counter, a woman was writing in a small notebook. She looked up and smiled warmly. "Hi there," she said. "Can I help you?" Jack smiled nervously. "Hi, my name is Jack. I saw the sign outside. I'm looking for a summer job. Is the waiter position still open?" The woman nodded. "Yes, it is. I'm Marie. I manage this place." Jack stood a little straighter. "I'm a university student. I don't have any restaurant experience yet, but I'm friendly and I learn quickly." Marie looked at him kindly. "That's good. What we really need is someone polite and dependable. Can you carry a tray? Speak clearly to customers? Handle lunch hours?" Jack nodded. "Yes, I can do that." She smiled again. "All right then. Would you like to come in tomorrow for a training shift? We open at 10 a.m. Jack's face lit up. Yes, that would be great. Perfect. Just wear a white shirt and black pants. I'll show you what to do. Jack thanked her and stepped back outside. The sun felt even warmer now, and everything around him looked brighter. As he walked home, he felt light on his feet. His heart was full of questions. What would the job be like? Would he be good at it? Would the people be nice? He didn't know yet. But one thing was sure. Summer had just begun, and so had something new. First training day. Jack woke up early. Sunlight came through his bedroom window, lighting up the small room. Outside, the birds were singing, and the warm air of summer filled the morning. Today was his first day of training at the restaurant. He wore a clean white shirt, black pants, and simple black shoes. He brushed his hair carefully and looked at himself in the mirror. "You've got this," he told himself, though his stomach felt a little tight. At 9:30 a.m., Jack walked down the quiet street. The town was just starting to wake up. A gentle breeze moved the leaves in the trees. When he reached the corner, he saw the restaurant, Sunny Spoon Café. It was a small, charming place with a wooden sign and 2 tables outside. The chairs had red cushions, and there were little flower pots on each table. Everything looked friendly and warm. Jack took a deep breath and opened the door. Inside, the cafe was peaceful. Soft jazz music played in the background. The air smelled like fresh coffee and something sweet, maybe cinnamon. The walls were painted soft yellow, and framed pictures of food and smiling customers hung neatly in rows. Marie, the manager, was arranging forks at one of the tables. She looked up and smiled when she saw Jack. "Good morning, Jack. You're early. That's a great start." "Good morning," Jack said, returning the smile. Marie handed him a clean black apron and a small notepad. "Let's get you trained." They started with setting tables. Marie showed him where to place the fork, knife, spoon, and napkin. "Always check for spots or crumbs. Tables must look perfect," she said. Jack tried folding the napkins into triangles. His hands were a little slow, but Marie was patient. "Not bad," she said with a grin. Next, they went into the kitchen. It was small but clean and well organized. Jack met the chef, a kind man named Tom with a white cap and a big smile. "Hey there, Jack," Tom said. "Welcome to the team." "Thanks," Jack replied, happy to feel included. Tom showed him how to carry 2 plates and walk steadily. Balance is key. Keep your arms close and don't rush. Jack practiced walking back and forth with empty plates. He almost dropped one, but caught it just in time. Back in the dining area, Marie taught him how to greet customers. When someone comes in, just smile and say, "Hi," Welcome to Sunny Spoon. How many in your group today? Jack repeated the line a few times, feeling silly at first. But Marie nodded in approval. You're doing great. Just speak clearly and stay friendly. They practiced writing simple orders, filling water glasses, and explaining the daily special. By the end of the morning, Jack's back was a little sore, and his hands were a bit shaky, but he felt proud. Marie handed him a glass of cold water. Well done today. You're a quick learner. Jack smiled. Thanks, I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to come back. Outside, the summer sun was high in the sky. Jack sat on a bench nearby, feeling a gentle breeze on his face. His first real job had begun, and even though he was tired, he felt happy. Jack's first real shift. The next day, Jack arrived at Sunny Spoon Café at 9:45 a.m. He wore a clean white shirt, black pants, and his new black shoes. His hands were a little sweaty, and his heart was beating fast. He took a deep breath and opened the cafe door. The morning sun lit the windows, and the warm smell of coffee, toast, and pancakes filled the air. Good morning, Jack, Marie called from behind the counter. She was already placing muffins in the display case. Good morning, Jack replied, trying to sound calm. Marie smiled. Ready for your first real shift? Jack nodded. I think so. She handed him a small notepad and a pen. You'll be working the front tables. Just remember, smile, listen carefully, and be polite. Soon, the first customer walked in. An older man with a kind face and a newspaper under his arm. Jack smiled and said, Hi, welcome to Sunny Spoon. Just one today? Yes, just me, the man said. Jack led him to a table near the window. Here you go. Can I get you something to drink? Just a coffee, please. Jack wrote it down. One coffee. I'll be right back. He walked carefully to the coffee pot, poured the drink, and brought it to the man. Here you are. Are you ready to order food? The man looked at the menu. I'll take the scrambled eggs with toast. Great choice, Jack said. Thank you. I'll bring it to you soon. As the morning went on, more people came. A mother with 2 kids sat by the window. A couple chose a table outside. Hi, welcome in. Table for 2. Jack asked them with a smile. Yes, please, the woman said. Jack gave them menus. Today's special is French toast with strawberries. It's very popular. The man smiled. That sounds great. We'll have 2 of those and orange juice. Jack nodded, writing quickly. He felt more confident now. In the kitchen, Tom the chef gave him 2 plates. Careful, hot plates, he said with a wink. Jack brought the food out carefully and placed it on the table. Here you go. Enjoy your breakfast. By noon, the cafe was busy. Jack's feet were tired, and his shirt had a small coffee stain. But he was smiling. People said thank you. Some gave him kind compliments. You're doing great, said the mother with two kids. Very friendly. Thank you, Jack said, feeling proud. After the lunch rush, Marie handed him a cold glass of lemonade. Well done, Jack, she said. You worked hard and stayed calm. That's not easy on the first day. Jack took a deep drink and looked around the cafe. The sun through the windows, the quiet jazz music, the clinking of coffee cups. He felt tired, but something inside him felt full, like this was exactly where he was meant to be. A surprise tip. It was Friday morning, and the cafe was already full. The sun was out again after the rain, and the light came through the windows in soft golden lines. The smell of coffee, fresh eggs, and warm pancakes filled the air. Jack had been working at Sunny Spoon Cafe for almost a week now. He was getting faster and more confident. He still made small mistakes sometimes, like forgetting extra napkins or mixing up drinks. But he always smiled and said, "I'm sorry. Let me fix that." Customers liked him because he was kind and polite. At 11 a.m., a woman walked in. She wore a blue dress and sunglasses, and she smiled as she entered. "Good morning," Jack said. "Welcome to Sunny Spoon. Table for one?" "Yes, thank you," she said. By the window, please." Jack led her to a bright table with flowers in a small vase. "Here you go. Can I get you something to drink?" "Just a tea, please, with honey if you have it." Jack wrote it down and went to the kitchen. He poured hot water into a cup, added a tea bag, and placed a little jar of honey on the side. When he brought it to her, the woman looked surprised. "Oh, thank you. You remembered the honey." Jack smiled. "Of course. Are you ready to order?" "Yes. I'll have the spinach omelet and a slice of toast." "Coming right up," Jack said. A few minutes later, he brought the food to her table. "Here you go. Enjoy." The woman ate slowly, reading a book as she sipped her tea. After she finished, Jack came by again. "Everything okay?" he asked. "Yes, it was perfect," she said. "You were very kind. Thank you." Jack smiled. "I'm happy to hear that." She stood up, paid the bill at the counter, and left. Jack picked up the plate and noticed something under the cup, a small note and some folded bills. The note read, "Thank you for the warm service. You have a good heart." Jack opened the bills. It was $10. His eyes grew wide. It was his first real tip. He walked to Marie, holding the money. "Marie, look, I got a tip." She smiled brightly. "That's wonderful, Jack. You earned it." That means she was happy with your service. Jack looked at the money again, then put it in his pocket. It wasn't just about the cash. It was about being appreciated. The rest of the day felt lighter. Jack moved with extra energy. He held his head a little higher, his smile a little brighter. That night, as he walked home under the soft orange sky, Jack thought about the woman's words. "You have a good heart?" He smiled to himself and whispered, "Maybe I really do." A rainy day at the cafe. It was Wednesday morning. Jack woke up to the sound of raindrops tapping on his window. He looked outside. The sky was gray, and the rain was falling fast. "Oh no," he said quietly. "It's going to be a busy day." Rainy days always brought more people to Sunny Spoon Cafe. People didn't want to walk far or cook at home. They came in for hot drinks, warm food, and a place to sit and relax. Jack put on his white shirt and black pants. He grabbed his umbrella and walked quickly through the wet streets. His shoes made little splashes in the puddles. By the time he reached the cafe, his hair was a little wet, but he was still smiling. Inside the cafe, it was warm and cozy. Soft jazz music was playing. The windows were foggy from the warm air inside and the cold rain outside. Marie was already behind the counter, pouring hot coffee. "Morning, Jack," she said. "Hope you're ready. Rain brings company." "I'm ready," Jack said with a nod. At 10:10, the door opened. One customer, then another, then two more. People shook off their umbrellas and sat down, happy to be inside. "Hi, welcome to Sunny Spoon." Jack greeted everyone with a warm smile. "Let me find you a dry seat." Soon all the tables were full. Jack walked quickly between them, taking orders and bringing drinks. "Can I have a hot chocolate, please?" a young woman asked, rubbing her cold hands. "Of course," Jack said. "One hot chocolate coming up." The cafe was filled with the smell of coffee, toast, and warm soup. The soft clinking of cups and gentle laughter filled the air. Outside, the rain kept falling, but inside, everything felt calm. A small boy dropped his spoon. It hit the floor with a loud clang. He looked up, surprised. Jack bent down, picked up the spoon, and smiled. "That's okay. I'll bring you a clean one." The boy's mother gave Jack a thankful smile. "You're very kind." Jack felt a small wave of pride. He was tired, but he felt useful, helpful, part of something. By 1:30 p.m., the rain had slowed and the cafe began to quiet down. Jack finally had a chance to breathe. He leaned on the counter with a soft sigh. Marie handed him a cookie. "You earned this," she said. "You handled it well." Jack smiled as he took a bite. The cookie was sweet and warm, just like the feeling in his chest. He looked out the window at the street, wet and shining. People walked with umbrellas, stepping carefully through puddles. And inside, Jack felt lucky. He wasn't just working a summer job. He was learning, growing, and enjoying every rainy, busy moment of it. A lesson from a mistake. It was a warm Saturday morning. The cafe was busy again. Families came in for breakfast, couples sat by the windows, and friends laughed over coffee. Jack had worked at Sunny Spoon Cafe for 2 weeks now. He felt more confident. He knew where everything was. He remembered the regular customers. Marie even let him take care of 3 tables at the same time. Everything was going well. until lunchtime. A man and woman came in and sat down near the front door. "Hi there," Jack greeted them. "Welcome to Sunny Spoon. Can I start you with something to drink?" "Yes, just water, please," said the man. "And we're ready to order, too." "Great," Jack said, opening his notepad. "I'll have the grilled chicken sandwich with fries," said the woman. "And I'll take the ham and cheese omelet," said the man. Jack wrote quickly and smiled. "Perfect. I'll be back soon." He brought them their water, then gave the order to the kitchen. A few minutes later, the chef handed him 2 plates. "Chicken sandwich and a mushroom omelet," the chef said. Jack brought the food to the table with a smile. "Here you go." But after one bite, the man looked confused. I think this is a mushroom omelet, not ham and cheese." Jack froze. He looked at the plate. It was the wrong order. "Oh no," he said softly. "I'm so sorry. I must have written it wrong. Let me fix it right away." He took the plate back to the kitchen. His heart beat faster. He felt nervous and upset. "I made a mistake," he told Tom the chef. "I gave him the wrong order." Tom just nodded. "It happens. Let's make the right one." As Jack waited, Marie came by and asked what happened. Jack told her everything. She smiled gently. "Jack, even good servers make mistakes. The important thing is to say sorry and fix it fast, just like you did." Soon, the new omelet was ready. Jack brought it to the man. "Here's your real order. I'm so sorry again for the mix-up." The man smiled kindly. "No problem. Thanks for fixing it." Jack gave a small bow. "Thank you for understanding." After they finished eating, the couple paid and left. Jack checked the table. They had left a small tip and a note on a napkin. "Thanks for the friendly service. Mistakes happen. Keep going." Jack folded the note and put it in his pocket. That afternoon, as the cafe got quiet, Jack stood by the window with a glass of cold water. Outside, the summer breeze moved the leaves. He felt calm again. He had made a mistake, but he had also learned something. In work, just like in life, being honest and kind was more important than being perfect. A busy Sunday brunch. It was Sunday morning, and the cafe was already full before 10 a.m. The air smelled like fresh toast, crispy bacon, and sweet waffles. The sun shone through the large front windows, filling the space with golden light. Jack walked in and greeted Marie. "Morning." "Morning, Jack," she said, handing him an apron. "Today will be extra busy. Are you ready?" Jack nodded. "Yes, let's do it." On Sundays, the cafe served brunch, a mix of breakfast and lunch dishes. That meant pancakes, eggs, salads, sandwiches, coffee, tea, and lots of people. By 10:30, almost every table was full. Jack worked fast, writing orders and carrying plates. His shirt felt warm, and his shoes moved nonstop across the wooden floor. He wasn't working alone. Lisa, another server, smiled at Jack as she passed him with 2 plates in each hand. "Don't forget table 6 wants extra syrup," she said quickly. "Got it," Jack called back, heading to the kitchen. At one table, a little girl spilled her juice. The orange liquid spread across the table. Jack rushed over. "No worries," he said, grabbing napkins. "We'll clean this up in no time." The girl looked up at him with big eyes. "I'm sorry." Jack smiled gently. "It's okay. Accidents happen." Marie brought a clean glass. "Here you go, sweetie." Everyone was working fast, but helping each other. The kitchen bell rang again and again. "Order up!" shouted Tom, the chef. By 11:45, Jack's notepad was full of orders. His feet were tired, and he had barely taken a sip of water. But when he saw happy customers laughing, taking photos of their food and thanking him with smiles, he forgot how tired he was. At one point, he and Lisa reached the counter at the same time. "Busy enough for you?" she joked. Jack laughed. "This is like running a marathon with pancakes." They both laughed and bumped fists. At 1 p.m., the crowd finally slowed. Jack leaned against the wall and drank cold water. His hair was messy, his shirt had a coffee stain, and his hands smelled like syrup, but he felt good. Marie came over and patted his shoulder. "You did great today, Jack." Jack smiled, breathing deeply. "Thanks. I couldn't have done it alone." "That's right," Marie said. "In a cafe, we work as a team, and you're part of the team now." Jack looked around at the tables, the kitchen, Lisa laughing with Tom, and felt proud. He wasn't just learning how to serve food. He was learning how to be part of something bigger. The man by the window. It was Monday morning, and the cafe was quiet again. After the busy weekend, the calm felt nice. A soft breeze came through the open door. Outside, the street was peaceful. Inside, the smell of fresh muffins and warm coffee filled the air. Jack was wiping down tables when he saw an older man walk in. He wore a brown hat and carried a small book in his hand. Marie looked up from the counter. "Good morning, Mr. Harris," she said warmly. "Morning, Marie," the man replied with a smile. "Is my table free?" Jack noticed he always sat at the same place, a small table in the corner by the window. It had a good view of the trees outside and the people walking past. Jack walked over with a menu. "Good morning, sir. Can I get you something to drink?" "Just coffee today, black, no sugar." "Coming right up," Jack said. As he poured the coffee, Marie leaned in and whispered, "He comes every Monday and Thursday. Be gentle. He's kind but quiet." Jack brought the coffee to the table. "Here you go. Let me know when you're ready to order." Mr. Harris looked at the menu for a minute, then said, "I'd like the banana muffin and a fruit bowl. But please, No nuts in anything. I'm allergic. Jack nodded seriously. Of course, I'll let the kitchen know right away. He walked to the counter and told Tom, fruit bowl and banana muffin for table 3. No nuts, please. He has a nut allergy. Tom gave a thumbs up. Got it. We'll be careful. When Jack brought the food, he said gently, here's your muffin and fruit bowl. I checked. No nuts in either one. Mr. Harris looked up and smiled. Thank you. Not everyone remembers to check. Jack sat the plate down with care. I always want to be sure. Allergies are serious. The older man took a sip of coffee and looked out the window for a moment. Then he said, You're new here, aren't you? Yes, Jack replied. Just started a few weeks ago. It's my summer job. Mr. Harris nodded slowly. You're doing well. You listen. That's rare these days. Jack felt a warm feeling in his chest. Thank you. That means a lot. The cafe stayed quiet, just the soft music and clink of cups. Jack refilled the man's coffee once more and gave him a clean napkin. When Mr. Harris finished, he left a $5 bill under the coffee cup and stood up slowly. Take care, young man, he said. Keep listening. I will, Jack said with a smile. See you Thursday? The man tipped his hat. You will. As he walked out, Jack folded the napkin and cleaned the table, feeling calm. It wasn't a big tip, but the moment meant more than money. In the middle of the fast, noisy days, there were quiet moments too, moments that taught him patience, care, and respect. A quiet day. It was Thursday morning, and the sun was high in the sky. Birds sang in the trees, and the sidewalks were warm and bright. Jack arrived at the cafe as usual, tying his apron and giving Marie a cheerful good morning. But something felt different. There were no people sitting outside. The chairs were empty, and the front doorbell hadn't rung even once. Inside, the cafe was clean and calm, but unusually quiet. The coffee machines were ready, the pastries sat neatly on display, and the air smelled like vanilla and cinnamon. But no one came in. Jack looked at the clock. It was already 10:45 a.m. Where is everyone? He asked Marie. Marie smiled gently. There's a big food market down by the park today. It only happens once a year. Many locals go there for breakfast and lunch. Oh, Jack said. So we'll be slow today? Most likely, but slow days have their own charm. Jack nodded. It was strange after so many busy shifts, but he didn't mind. He used the quiet time to polish the silverware, wipe the windows, and organize the sugar packets on each table. Lisa, who usually came in at lunchtime, arrived early and helped him fold napkins into neat triangles. No shouting orders today, she joked. It almost feels like a holiday. They laughed and shared a few crackers in the kitchen while waiting. Tom, the chef, peeked out from behind the counter. I'll make grilled cheese sandwiches for everyone later, he said. Slow day reward? By noon, only 3 customers had come in. 2 regulars and a tourist who got lost and needed directions. Jack served them all with the same care as always. When he wasn't busy, Jack leaned on the counter and watched the street outside. Kids rode bikes past the window. A dog barked at a butterfly. A woman walked by holding flowers in a paper bag. Jack turned to Marie. Do you ever get bored on days like this? She shook her head. Not really. It gives us time to breathe and to notice small things. Jack looked around. The soft music, the quiet hum of the fridge, the smell of warm butter from the kitchen. All the little things that got lost during the rush. Yeah, he said, smiling. You're right. Later that afternoon, Mr. Harris came in for his usual coffee and fruit bowl. Jack greeted him with a warm smile. Your table is ready. Looks like I'm your main event today, Mr. Harris said with a chuckle. You always are, sir, Jack replied. At 3 p.m., as they started to clean up, Marie handed Jack a small lemon tart. You've earned this, she said. Slow days are still work. Jack took a bite, and the sweet, tangy flavor made him grin. The cafe might have been quiet, but it still felt full of life, of stories, of small joys. And Jack was learning that every day, busy or not, had something worth remembering. The first paycheck. The sun was bright and the air smelled like fresh coffee and summer flowers. Jack walked to the cafe like he did every morning, but today felt special. It had been 4 weeks since he started working at the Sunny Table. He knew where everything was now. The extra napkins, the best way to carry 3 plates at once, and how to greet regular customers by name. He had learned a lot. How to stay calm during a busy lunch rush, how to smile even when tired, and how one kind word could make someone's day better. That morning, after the breakfast shift, Marie called him over to the counter. You've done a great job this month, Jack, she said warmly. Jack smiled. Thank you. I really enjoy working here. Marie handed him a small white envelope. Here's your first paycheck. Jack took the envelope carefully, like it was something fragile. He opened it slowly and looked inside. His name was printed at the top, and below it, numbers. His first real paycheck. He couldn't help but smile. It's not just about the money, he said. It feels real, like I did something important. Marie nodded. You did. You worked hard. You showed kindness, and you learned quickly. That matters. Jack folded the envelope and placed it safely in his bag. He felt proud, not just for the money, but for everything he had done. The long hours, the trays he almost dropped, the quiet chats with regulars, the moments he made someone smile. That afternoon, after the lunch rush, he bought himself a small treat, a chocolate milkshake from the shop across the street. He sat on a bench outside the cafe, watching the street as people passed by. The breeze felt cool, and the sky was soft blue. Behind him, laughter came from the kitchen. Inside, Lisa was folding napkins, and Tom was humming a happy tune. Jack sipped his milkshake and smiled. This summer job had started with nervous steps and spilled water, but it had given him more than experience. It gave him stories, lessons, and confidence. And as he looked down at the envelope in his bag, he knew one thing for sure. He had earned more than just money. He had earned something to be proud of. Thank you for listening to Jack's summer story. Jack worked hard, learned many new things, and became more confident. He made mistakes, but he never gave up. In the end, he felt proud of himself. We hope you enjoyed this story and learned some useful English. You can also download the PDF file in the description. It will help you read the story and learn new words. Keep practicing, keep learning, and we'll see you next time in another story. Good job, and see you next time.